Yeah. Talking of a period of change, and that's the worst pun you're ever going to do today.
Oh, no, I can't believe you're going to do that.
Well, you said it. We're talking about menstrual leave now. That was
That's
bad.
terrible.
Yeah.
Hey,
It was irresistible. I'm really sorry. Spain is set to introduce what's been called menstrual leave for women in the workplace, entitled... Linda liked it.
I did like it, Kay.
Thank you. 3 paid days off a month when suffering severe period pain. Now, many have championed this idea and they're campaigning for the same rights here. Others have said that period leave, it makes women look weak, and along with menopause leave, it could cause bosses to hire men instead of women. So I heard that.
Well, because I I get so angry with female comments. We've got enough dealing with men, but when women turn on women, I mean, there's a whole movement now saying we should stop talking about HRT and menopause as well. Well, if you're fine with yourself, then you can stop talking about it and stop listening about it. And the thing is, if you've been lucky enough not to suffer from bad period pains, well, then good on you. I didn't. I used to get a bit of period pain, but my daughters suffer terribly, like pains right down their legs. I mean, one of my girls, the colour that she goes absolutely ashen, she bites her lip and she pushes through, and I hear myself, just last week I said to her, you know, push, she never asked not to go to school, but I said, you know, you've got to push through because the whole of life is going to be like this. You'll never be allowed to take time off from your period. And actually today, this has really made me question that. I mean, all our discussion around menopause and how we're just, women are supposed to cope with pain and push through, and men get to stay home. I mean, there's very little pain my husband will push through, but women were just expected it, and we're carrying it on. And I think it validates those women who do really suffer badly. If you have a law in place, it says, you know what, this is really bad for some of you. And why? Because there are plenty of women that will have had to take time off work and lie about it. I've got food poisoning, I've got flu, I've got... Why not just say what it is?
Yeah, see, I mean, I didn't have any trouble with my periods, but I do have, like, one of my daughters did, and so does one of her friends and that, and, like, she actually can't go to work on the days that, like, the first few days of her period because she's in such pain and that. She has to go and lay in a room with the lights off and just relax and that, so...
Does she have to pretend it's something else?
I don't think she ever says it's period pain. She just says, I'm unwell, I'm not well today.
So in fact, it's happening anyway. People are taking time off work for periods anyway, but there's shame attached to it.
Or the embarrassment to say.
Yeah. So you think all these people suffering of endometriosis, it could make really positive conversations about women's health with your male colleagues in the workplace. But I do still think, even though I'm pro this happening, is it going to get to the point where male employers think, well, you've got maternity leave with women, you've got menstrual leave, maybe menopausal leave, and they're just always going to favour men?
Only if they're dinosaurs. I mean, the thing is, we have to look at the structure that we live in. I mean, one of the things that's interesting, Nadia, because I don't know, I'm not going to out you hear
what anything. What are you going to do?
The whole thing now about you'll get younger guys saying, we are pregnant, we are having a baby, and, you know, to older people, sometimes that sounds odd. I think it can be, but I think that's a really... I used to think it was odd, to be honest. Now I think it's really positive. Because if we are going down the line of a woman, because of her biology, is going to be excluded from the workplace, you know, and men, well, we're all right, we've got nice biology, we've got friendly biology, you know, we have
Meanwhile,
children.
we're keeping the human race going. Just a little thing.
No, but society needs children. You know, people have babies, really, rather than... I know women physically have babies, but mentally we have to think people have babies.
I've always said, oh, they are pregnant, they are having a baby.
We are a lot younger than us.
But I do think it's a positive thing.
Yeah, I do.
You know, rather than separating the camps and say, well, I'm sorry you've got that really tricky biology. Well, there you go. You're just going to have to either get on with it or leave the workplace. You know, surely we're all in this together. So we're not supposed to all be in this together?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
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 That's the first time you've ever said that to me. That's amazing.